Good Friday morning, East Tennessee. My name is David Aldridge, Chief Meteorologist of Captain Accurate Weather, coming to you by way of the Captain Accurate Weather Command Center. It's a special Friday because I know we had a lot of Christmas parades last weekend, so what's this weekend? This weekend it's holiday parties. Oh, it's Elf on the Shelf. It's all sorts of things. Maybe you're an elf. Maybe you're an elf. Maybe you're a Santa's helper. Maybe that's your thing. But whatever you're doing, if you're going to a Christmas party for your company, maybe your spouse's company, maybe you're going to a luncheon, a holiday luncheon, a virtual lunch, anything that's going on, this is the type of forecast you're going to want to know. Temperature right now, 35 degrees in Knoxville. We have 38 in Oak Ridge, 32 in Maryville. It's freezing outside Ocho, but it's 45 in Middlesboro. Are you sure about that? That's a big difference. Knoxville, Middlesboro, that's 10 degrees. That's a huge difference. Temperature in Jacksboro is showing up as 30, but Oneida 43. There must be something going on, and if you look closely, those little red arrows may be indicative of what's going on. Where there is some warm air transport, we call it warm air advection, it's warming up into the 40s for Jamestown and Oneida and even Middlesboro. But some areas in Campbell County are closer to freezing, if not below. It's 34 in Morristown, 30 in Newport. Now, you might be asking yourself, as you head out the door here in the next few minutes, you might be wondering, will I have to deal with some fog? Well, there's not much wind. That could be an indication of where the warmth is. There's a 13-mile-an-hour wind in Oneida, hence they're in the 40s. Winds are coming up out of the southwest today, and they'll be about 5 to 15, gusting to around 25. But currently, there's no wind in Knoxville, and there's no wind chill in Knoxville, but it feels like it's in the 20s, 30s, and even 40s. It's like all over the map. It's like a potpourri of temperatures today. So that's what you can expect, at least to start. This afternoon, we'll be making it into the lower 60s, about 61 is what I expect to find today. And you'll notice visibility not a factor like it was this time yesterday morning when we had patches, he says, patches of freezing fog on Thursday morning. But that's not the issue this morning, not by any stretch. In fact, you can take a look as we slide into the Ultimate Doppler Radar presented by Tidal Wave Auto Spa, the best express car wash and vacuum in East Tennessee. Check them out, tidalwaveautospa.com, for a location near you. They include Jefferson City, Alcoa, Newport, as well as soon-be Greenville, Clinton, Johnson City, and many others. But the Tidal Wave Auto Spa is like getting 2 car washes for the price of 1. No snow to talk about today, but we're going to be seeing that over the weekend, especially in some of the higher elevations. Nothing to see here in Tennessee. And the only snow I see up to the north appears to be in North Dakota, sliding near Winnipeg up into Canada. That's where the map looks like, or that's how the map looks like this morning. Good morning to you. I've got my Christmas tie. I got a special gift early this year, but I wanted to say thank you to you for your support. I know it's Friday. It's not quite Christmas, but this is kind of like a Christmas spirit. I think at the workplace, it's common. If it's not tonight, it might be tomorrow night. Maybe you're going begrudgingly. Maybe you're excited about going to the holiday party because there's a bonus. I think of Griswold, Clark, Christmas vacation, but I'm hoping to build a swimming pool. But anyway, I see Steve Stone. He says, happy great Friday morning, everyone. Steve's on here on YouTube because I'm doing both. I'm multitasking, as it were, which I'm not usually good at. I can tell you that right off the bat. Felicia says, happy birthday or happy Friday. I see a happy birthday, Wanda Poe. Happy birthday. One of our premium members and loyal watchers is Wanda. Carrie says, good Friday morning. Happy. I hope everyone has a fantabulous day. She's drinking her coffee, loving this weather. A little heart to Carrie, as also one of my premium members. But nice to see so many of you on this call. If you have a question, let me know. I'll do my best to answer anything that might be pressing in terms of the weather this weekend, because it will be very changeable. Well, how changeable? Let's talk about rain. As rain showers will try to squeeze in here later tonight and into Saturday, I wanted to stop the clock at 5 p.m. because by the time we get to the end of 5 p.m. on Saturday, the sun's kind of setting a little bit lower in the sky. 5:22, I believe, is when the sun actually sets. But you'll notice the quantity, focusing on the quantity of rain here, isn't all that much. 0.02 Knoxville. Doesn't even look like it's rained in Morristown or Jonesville. And if it's rained in Newport and Greenville, it's very light. Would we agree? Can we agree on that? Saturday, very little rain. I left a 30% chance. And if it rains for 20 minutes, so be it. But Sunday, Sunday's a super soaker. You need evidence? Look at that. Oh, yeah. Oh, my goodness. 1.9, 1.7, Knoxville, Oak Ridge. That takes us through 9 o'clock Sunday, and by that point, it's pretty much done. You can stick a fork in the raindrop. It's done. And it's dropped almost 2 inches of rain in many areas, which means bigger puddles on Sunday, Means if you're going to church services on Sunday morning, you're going to want the umbrella. And when you get back from church, you might want to go back under the covers because it's a gloomy day. It's Gloomville on Sunday, sadly, so we're going to find more rain. But it's beneficial because we've been dealing with this thing we call the drought. So we'll take a little bit of a stab at maybe whittling that down. I'm going to show you a different solution because there are many models out there. There are as many models in the computer world as there are breakfast cereals at the grocery store. I mean, you could take your pick. Is it Corn Flakes, Apple Jacks, or Frosted Flakes? You could pick and choose and put it all in the same bowl and try and figure out which one's the best to have. Well, this one shows a little more rain on Saturday. Shows a tenth and almost a third or more than a third in Wartburg and maybe even around, say, Oak Ridge. So, okay, so maybe some scattered showers on Saturday might be a little higher to the west. But once we move into Saturday night, we move the clock forward, and it's over 2 inches in places like Wartburg and about 2 inches in Oak Ridge. So it's a little more consistent as far as the quantity, the total amount. We're in that 1 to 2 inch range. Could find some locally higher amounts. But think about this as my notes. Where's my notes? Oh, they're way over here. Let me grab off the screen here. Ba-ba-bam. Let's see. Oh, we're like 3.84. Here's my note. 3.84 inches below normal for the year. That's McGee Tyson's numbers. We hit 57 yesterday. I think we're up to 61 today. We'll be in the mid-60s tomorrow. All in advance of the cold front that's going to be knocking on your door and mine over the weekend. And oh yes, I know some of you, what about the snow? I'm only interested, forget the rain, I want to know about the snow. Snow is going to be smoky driven, right? There could be some flakes in the valley, but I saw a flake, a sighting. That's why the 0.1, you can't measure that. That's just model indication, but it does suggest about an inch or more. Certainly more for Klingman's Dome and Mount LeConte. Mount LeConte picked up 6 inches the other day when everybody thought 1 to 3. So you can almost double in some cases, sometimes. Mount LeConte, 6,000 feet, and Klingman's Dome can get higher totals, obviously. But if you got about 1.5 inches or saw 1.5 inches in Asheville and maybe 1.5 inches, almost 2 in Johnson City, I think that would be generous. I think most of the areas will be in the Smokies, and then it will be on its way for the weekend. All right, joining you, coming back on camera. So just want to highlight, if you're just joining me, it is now 6:48. Here are the current temperatures. If you want a potpourri of temperatures, take your pick. Is it 35? Well, yes, in Knoxville. But is it really 43? Yes, it is in Middlesboro and Oneida. It's a big difference. How do you forecast? It's only 28 in Athens. Oh, come on. 28 to 43. It's just take your pick. Some people say, forecasting the weather's easy. You can't even get me the present temperature, the current temperature. I can give it to you, but you just may not believe it. It's 43 in Oneida and 28 in Athens. And somebody is everywhere, all in between. It's all over the map. 32 in Newport, 28 degrees right now in Sevierville, Pigeon Forge. We're 7 degrees warmer now in Knoxville as compared to this time yesterday, and it's 18 degrees warmer in Oneida, all things considered. You look at our current readings, 35 Knoxville, 42 Nashville, and it's 48 degrees in Memphis. The southwest winds, I said, would be coming in 5 to 15 today. Could easily gust to around 25 a little bit later this afternoon. Notice the clouds are going to be more of the high variety, so hazy sunshine. Think of it like, some would say just mostly sunny, but with those high, thin cirrus clouds, it'll make the sun look a little filtered. It'll be a nice warm day relative to maybe typical in December, because the normal high is 53. We're going to be headed towards 61 and even warmer on Saturday. So that's the cloud picture, gives you at least a scenario of where things are. So here's my expectation. Today, 61 in Knoxville. My forecast for Maryville, 62. If you're in Crossville, in the heart of Cumberland County, 57. That's where we were yesterday. 59 in La Follette, 60 in Oak Ridge and Kingston, about 61 for Athens and 63 for Newport for a high temperature. Tonight, we're going to be dropping down to 47. Ooh, that's helpful. 47, but again, that's going to come in like 10, 11 o'clock, and then it might slowly rise. It starts slowly rising. Not a whole lot of rise, but temperatures won't dip much lower than the mid-upper 40s for tonight, so I wanted to give you that tonight forecast in review pretty early here in this presentation. 49 in Tellico Plains, lows in Newport about 42. But getting back to the sunrise, it occurs at 7:33, and we'll be going to bed again. 5:22, it's like we've hit a wall. It's been 5:22 for like 4 or 5 days in a row as we're getting closer to the winter solstice, and then we're going to reverse it, right? We've been losing seconds of daylight each day, but once we get past the winter solstice around the 21st, we're going to start adding seconds, as you know, but it is a gradual, very gradual process. 6:50 this morning on a Friday. Happy Friday if you're headed to the bus stop. If not this morning, maybe you're doing the pickup between 2 and 3:30. Should be around 60, 61 by 10 o'clock 45, but it's cold. That 35 for the starting point is Knoxville. As we've highlighted, some of you are in the 20s, some of you are in the 40s to get you out the door this morning. Here are the headlines. Hazy sun, high clouds today, few showers warmer on Saturday, and then just periods of heavy rain on Sunday. I want to say good morning to you if you're on the call. Facebook, Susan Blaine. Hi, Susan. She's one of my peer members. Good morning to you. She says, good morning, David. Team Snow is representing. Thank you for keeping us updated. My pleasure, Susan. Wanda says, hope it pours down rain. We need it. We need the rain. And I know that we want the snow. But it's a difference between what we need and what we want. We need the rain, but we want the snow. At least some of you do if you're on Team Snow. Some of you are like Team Spring, just keep it rain and keep it moving. I know how that works. Ed says, good morning. Can we still get cold from a polar vortex while in an El Nino pattern? Well, yes, we can get cold. My premium members, Ed, and I invite you to join us. Just go to CaptainAccurate.com for the details. But Ed, if you were to join us, you would get a play-by-play for days beyond 7. Because I do a 7-day forecast, but for premium members, we've been talking about the weather for Christmas Eve. We've been talking about the weather for Christmas, New Year's Eve, New Year's Day, and beyond. And we do this daily. So if you want to check us out, it's only $4.99 a month. It's the price of a cup of coffee. That factors in about 16 cents a day. So I'd love to have you join us, Ed, and all those who are watching. And Wanda says she wishes it were snow. I think Wanda is definitely on Team Snow. And if it is your birthday, Wanda, happy birthday to you. As we jump back to our headlines, hazy sun, high clouds today, few showers tomorrow, and periods of heavy rain, which we've already covered for Sunday. Now, this pattern, you've got to say, there's just no consistency. That was my theme a couple of weeks ago. I said there's just not going to be any consistency. And look at the pattern here. 3 o'clock today. These are upper level winds and temperatures to the tune of 5,000 feet, which is critical if you want snow. It has to be cold at 5,000 feet. But if you look at 5 p.m. Saturday, all the warm colors are rushing in from where? I'm no atmospheric scientist, David, but it looks like from the Gulf of Mexico. Ding, 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 ding. That's right. So tomorrow, what do I win? You win a day in the mid-60s, about 66 for a high temperature tomorrow. That's nice, right? That's not a bad day. But then we flip the coin. What do you mean we flip the coin? Look at that. Come Sunday at 5 or 6, it's so cold, it's snowing in the Smokies. No way. Yeah, all in one period of 24 hours. Yes. Front comes through, and boy, does it dive in. So it will take in or dig in its heels, keep it really cold on Monday where we don't get out of the 40s. And then there's another wave of cold air in purple up across Lake Superior, and it's just going to come in that pattern as we head toward Christmas. So it's one wave after another. Just like the ocean waves, our temperatures will come in waves. 35 is our current temperature right now at the airport. We have no wind and hence no wind chill. 35 feels like 35. But if you're making hour-by-hour plans today, and you keep saying 61, it's not going to be 61 at 11. It might be closer to 50. It's not going to be 61 at 1 p.m. It'll be like 58. But by the time we hit 3 to 4 p.m., if we hit 61, I think we'll do it at that time frame. Maybe we hit 62. Maybe we get a bonus because it's going to be even warmer on Saturday with those winds that'll pick up a little bit on Saturday itself, in advance of the front, of course. Precipitation chances, about 30% chance later tonight and tomorrow, 80% chance on Sunday, and I do think the heaviest rains will be tapering off by 3 o'clock. I've said that before. I think 2 videos ago, like last night's video, the night before that, 3 o'clock is the magic time for the Knoxville area because it'll be working its way east toward the Tri-Cities. And so I can't say it's a complete washout because it might improve for you by 3 o'clock, much sooner than 3 p.m. Eastern if you're in Crossville because it's moving from west to east. That's my expectation. And then dry weather early next week, which may mean a great time to get a tidal wave auto spa car wash. That would be awesome. You might want to clean off the car from all the grime. As far as the severe weather, it's picking up. If you'll notice here at 6:55, the Storm Prediction Center has taken out their colored pencils, and you think I'm kidding, but I'm not. I've been there. That's what we did in college. That's what we did at NC State. We'd pull out our pencils, basically color in rising motion. We would take it, and it's what the meteorologists at the Storm Prediction Center do. They color in with their pencils, and then they go to their computers and they draw these maps. It's just something, it's a good practice to take a look at the lower 48 and see where's the active weather likely to develop. And they do this as a standard practice. Little Rock is the spot where they could get some isolated severe storms today. Fort Smith, Jonesboro, and Pine Bluff. Might point that out if you're traveling today. Some general thunderstorms are included for Memphis and Jackson today, so the west side of the state. But no thunder here because we've got essentially a hazy sun, if not mostly sunny day. Saturday, things change. Look at all the colors. Wow, looky, all that yellow represents scattered severe storms, maybe some damaging wind. That would be a probably good bet between Beaumont, Tyler, I'd say just outside northeast of Houston, but Jackson and Memphis might find some scattered severe storms. You can see here Nashville's included. Much of Nashville is included in the slight risk. That means scattered severe storms. And for us, it may be knocking on the door on the plateau. So if you're in, say, Wartburg, Crossville, Jamestown, isolated severe storm may develop for you. That's, again, from the eyes of the men and women with the PhDs, mind you. These are the smart folks out in Norman, Oklahoma. That's how they've decided to put, oh, in Cookeville, too, for the isolated severe storms on Saturday. Sunday, it kind of skips a beat. It doesn't skip the plateau, but it may skip the valley here. Some isolated storms may develop around Tallahassee, possibly Destin, say Augusta, Charleston, and into Raleigh, Durham, Chapel Hill, and Richmond, Virginia during the course of, say, Sunday. For us, we might get a rumble of thunder. That cannot be ruled out. So here's the futurecast. You're going to love this if you like snow. I think you're going to love this if you like to plan, because you'll notice all those warm red arrows are coming up from the south. Keeps it nice and warm relative to the averages this Friday. And then tonight, I mentioned showers slowly roll in. What does that look like? Well, it looks like this. I mean, it looks like slim pickings to me. A little drop here, a little drop there. That's 5 in the morning. And if you're looking at Knoxville, for example, most of the rain is back toward Nashville at 7 a.m. tomorrow. But as we move into, say, 12 noon, most of the rain, again, is kind of cat and mouse. It's moving away. It really isn't until this front gets closer. That's when the buckets of rain really kick in, and that's when our temperatures will drop accordingly. So when I said 3 o'clock's a magic time, this is 12 noon, and many of us are still getting wet. And by the time we hit 3 p.m., it's tapering off to the west, and it's still raining to the east. So that may be the inflection point, that point of time, 3 o'clock, where will be probably when the worst of it is over, and we're watching it change to some snow. You want to see some snow? There it is. Looks like the horseshoe effect to me. Storm systems coming in from the west, classic horseshoe, where you might find a couple of inches more in the Smokies. That's 11 o'clock Sunday. Where are you 11 o'clock Sunday? You're probably getting ready to go to bed and ready for the week ahead. So it might be snowing, should be snowing, in places like Newfound Gap, Clingman's Dome, the same places that got the snow this past week. And then by 7 o'clock Monday, it's just cold with some sunshine. We're lucky to get to 45 degrees. Now, if you're making plans today, note the temperature. We're going to go to midday today. We're up to 55. So depending on the variable start, some of us are in the 20s, 30s, 40s right now, but we're up to mid-50s, about 55 by lunchtime with hazy sun, high thin clouds. That's about it. And then we finish the day about 61. Not bad of a day. Once we move into Friday night, which is tonight, you'll see the clouds increase. Some rain showers may try to squeeze in there like so at 6 a.m. And then it works its way out of the picture as it plays cat and mouse for much of Saturday. So Saturday is like the tease or the appetizer. It is like an appetizer, which reminds me, it's holiday party Friday and Saturday weekend, right? You're probably going to a holiday party, maybe a neighborhood party, maybe an employee, maybe your employer's party, and you're getting a gift card or two. Maybe that's what this weekend represents to you. If it is, I hope you have a great special holiday weekend. By the way, the Futurecast shows the rain really picking up on Sunday as it comes down in buckets. All right, it is 6:59. I'm going to finish on time. And I want to check in with you as it's now 61 degrees. That's my expectation today. Notice the winds, 5 to 15. That's the warm weather direction. So that should push us well above the 53-degree normal. Because why on earth would we want to be normal? 59 in La Follette and Middlesboro today, and Morristown. Expecting high of 63 in Newport. I want to say good morning to you again. As I'm almost wrapped up here, I see a happy Friday from Michelle Green-Hubbard, one of my preview members. Well, happy Friday to you, Michelle. Hope you have a great, I don't know if are you going as Santa's helper, or are you going as, oops, I dropped it. It dropped to the ground. Oops, here it is. This one had the bells. Maybe you're going as an elf, because isn't that a great movie? Anyway, but whether you're going as elf or Santa's helper, I hope you have a great holiday weekend. As we're popping over to YouTube, if you're on YouTube, let me know. I got Diane Babinski, she says, good morning, everyone. TGIF, she says. And Felicia's Crafty Adventures says, it's dry in the cave at Cherokee Caverns, Christmas in the Caverns, starting tonight, Friday, 5 to 8, and this weekend, 3 to 8. Come see us. Glad to have you. That's a great idea. You're looking for plans. Instead of maybe just watching a holiday movie, you could head to the cave. Felicia's inviting all of you to Cherokee Caverns Christmas. That'd be fun. A lot of fun. There's so many things you can do even on a rainy day, given the fact that, boy, do we need the rain. We will be getting some, but we are overdue, that is for sure. High temperature today, 61 degrees. If you're traveling to the west today, about 64 for Nashville. 63 for Memphis. Mentioned tonight, we're down to 47. More clouds, some rain showers late. And let me jump ahead to the Captain Accurate Weather Authority forecast for Knoxville and East Tennessee. So hazy sun, high clouds today, 66 on Saturday. I do want to point out, because we have the passage of a cold front, I put that white arrow. That means our 61 may very well come around 7 a.m., 7 or 8 a.m. It's an upside down day. So most of the day will be spent in the 50s and eventually 40s, because we're falling all the way down, he says, to 29 Sunday night, Monday morning. So Monday morning, there may be a fresh coat of snow with Smokies, very little, if any, sightings in the valley, but it will be sun-filled Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, with highs in the 40s and 50s, mostly 50s from Tuesday on, and lows in the 20s. So a lot to take in. Very excited for you, and I hope you had a great holiday weekend, or will have a great holiday weekend. It's all about, as we all say, come back on camera here. Let's see here. Let's pop this over. I'm looking at my, I'm looking over here. Let's see. Just want to wish you a very Merry Christmas, holiday party anyway, the holiday party edition, and I hope you have a great weekend indeed. We'll see you here next time. Take care.